everybody. Good morning. Glad to open this stage with the wonderful three panelists and start the discussion in the SaaS Summit stage around AI, right? So I don't know if Chantil did a great job introducing the topic. I don't know if she said existential, but in my head, I thought that it was an existential discussion, maybe inspired with what we were talking just before. So just a quick introduction of the panelists here. We have Gautam to the very left of your side, who's basically the co-founder of Just Software. He has a passion of programming. Actually, we talked just a little bit about programming before. He co-founded Just Software in 2007, a service company from India specializing in building products for security and scale across various domains, focused primarily in fintech. Then to the middle, we have Kanchan, who is the CTO of Nagarro, and with over, again, 25 years of experience. So we have like some really heavy weights here on stage, guys, a lot of experience in the industry. He actually has managed a lot of large-scale projects from banking, telecom, healthcare, education, content production, and management, so wide range of experience. They both come from India. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Yuri, who is the CIO at Aura. He's based in Dubai for the last 10 years, so an OG in the region here. And he's also a serial entrepreneur and startup advisor, so coming from that angle. And we've already started talking a little bit about this before. And maybe last but not least, let me introduce myself. I am the moderator of this discussion, and I'm the managing director and editor of Dataconomy Media. So it's a media publication focused on data science and artificial intelligence. And this year, we're actually celebrating 10 years of existence.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty nice, yes. Not 25, but 10 years as well. It's pretty good. But I shouldn't tell people about that. Maybe then I would just have to say that I started when I was 10, you know? But anyway, all right. So the big topic of the day, right? So we're in the SaaS stage, but we're talking about AI. Why? Because AI agents are now the future. We all know about it. We've all heard about it. We all use them on a daily, we probably have even substituted maybe our search engines to AI. So how does that, a general question to kick things off, how does that impact SaaS, right? How does that change the role of SaaS?
Well, if you look at me, I think that we traditionally have been using SaaS as a tool. Regardless of what the SaaS tool does, we're trying to apply that to extract some sort of value out of that. I think the fundamental shift right now is that we're going to have almost like a virtual workforce working on us. So that is, I think, the major shift. Like, you were the operator of the tool. You were doing something with that tool in order to extract value. Now something else is doing the work in the background very proactively on your behalf. That is, I think, is a very new concept. We're all very excited about that. And then, of course, the question comes, like, what exact work we're going to delegate to the virtual workforce. But the way I see the world is very exciting because the opportunities that we can automate the more routine tasks with the Agentic AI is just absolutely massive.
Thank you, Yuri.
I also believe that earlier SaaS, software as a service, used to be this monolithic setup. Then there were microservices which made in the optimization for getting things done faster. With Agentic AI, it is moving towards personalization. So it's not just about getting things done faster and better, but it's also now targeting consumer-specific information. For example, if you're on a retail portal, today we are used to those crazy ads that come our way just because of the cookies and the profiling that has been done. But imagine an agent which is targeting you, knowing your likes, dislikes, knowing your history, and putting out products there which exactly are the things that you may need. I use the word may need, because soon they're going to be actually not just suggesting, but could also be deciding for us.
Yeah, as Yuri said, the SaaS was good, but again, it needs a lot of configuration, a lot of maintenance, a lot of oversight. I think the promise of the agentic AI is they're going to be autonomous. That's going to be huge. And also, if you see, there are, the SaaS, they operate in silos. I can put agentic AIs on top of that that can go across them. And I think the big difference we are going to see also is the kind of the new pricing models. In SaaS world, the problem is you pay for the resources, right? In the agentic world, I can actually pay for the outcome. To extend what Gautam said, if I build a sales agent, I'll only charge if the sale happens, not just because you've used some resources. That's a new paradigm of, the pricing and all you'll probably see in the agentic way.
That's a very good point. So then basically the business model also changes in a way.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we have autonomy, we have a digital workforce, we have personalization, and then the model is changing completely. But how can we keep, I mean, I think the fear with the agentic AI is that, well, if we have digital task force, what happened to the human force? So how can we keep the human touch? And how can we actually, you also mentioned, Gautam, that essentially, you don't even need to decide, they decide for you. How can we still be in the loop? And how does that impact also SaaS from that perspective?
I believe the interesting question would be, should you be worried? Wouldn't you like, I mean, how many of us actually wear a smart device and in the morning you see it's discharged, so you say, what's the point of working out today anyway? Right? So there is going to come a time in our life where you want all these mundane decisions today to be taken for us, rather than just a suggestion of would you like to buy something new or would you like to do something? And therein lies a conundrum.
Right.
How far should you let AI drive your decisions? From a business perspective, brilliant. From a SaaS agentic perspective, that's where we need to go. How far we want to go is a line that we ourselves have to draw as consumers, not as a SaaS platform or a SaaS provider.
And also, I think there are multiple types of agents. It's not all same, right? So I can think of three. The first one is going to be like a user-directed agent, meaning I'll set up some guidelines and let the agent do it. So if I need a new project plan, I'll put some guidelines saying I need a 4-week plan, X amount of resources. Please generate a plan for me. Right? That's a user-directed. The second one is going to be the co-pilot way, right? As a developer, it's giving me suggestions, but I can, as a human, anytime override that. That's going to be big. The third one, I think we were talking backstage, which is with the guardrails. I will put up guardrails, then going by the sales example, let's have a sales agent which starts giving discounts, starts selling, but with the guardrails that gives me at least some sanity, keeps some checks and balances. So again, there are going to be different flavors of agents, not like one type of agent rules all.
Going back to your question about should we be worried, I think not for now. I think for now, it's more the excitement cycle that we're exploring, and I think that the notion of hiring an agentic AI that will be able to do something on our behalf is very exciting. And most of the time in the future, we'll be in the driver's seat. So we will feel in control. We will control the outcome very clearly. Now, is that going to be the longer-term future? I doubt, personally. I think we'll continue to push the boundary and try to delegate more, and we'll start with more simple tasks that are fully delegatable, can be fully automized, and then we still have some control, but that's not immediate control. We just have some controls over the agent itself. And then in the future, what if an agent, AI agent, hired a human for an additional task they cannot complete? That is absolutely ridiculous statement, which might be not so ridiculous in a couple years.
I mean, we're talking about it before, right, with the viral video that went out. Now that there's a viral video that went out today, and essentially there's two AIs that there's shift from English to speaking their own language. So we're joking that maybe we need to learn the language soon so we can communicate to them. But going back to like how AI is impacting SaaS. So you talked about like changing the business model. You talked about different agents. How can someone decide on the business model and the agents? How can you take this approach?
So I think one of the things, again, what you said earlier also, first of all, don't be too afraid. But when you design the agents, keep the empathy, right? Keep the human in the loop. And at the same time, make it as personalized as we can. Um, if you focus on the creativity part of it, the human judgment part of it, I think it will be okay. I think we don't need to really be scared of the agentic AIs going all over the place. And of course, there are going to be regulations, there are going to be guardrails, as we said. And at the same time, explainability will be a big one, data security, all of those as well. If you keep like a nice framework with compliance in mind, with those guardrails, I think we should be fine. I think we should
Yeah,
be
I think
fine.
today all agents are based on machine learning, and all machine learning today has human intervention learning,
Right.
which means the machines are only taught as much as we humans know. And till date, all these AI agents, machine learning agents, all of them have only that much information that has been taught to them. There is coming a time where these agents are becoming self-learning, but that self-learning is in the context of that particular service. The day we have algorithms building newer algorithms and defying the basic premise of economy, science, is the day we should be worried. But I don't think that day is there anywhere in the near future.
Right, right.
I think going back to the business model, I think with such a large shift, there is an opportunity to disrupt the business model itself, including the SaaS business model. You can disrupt the SaaS, a lot of SaaS industries, in my opinion, with AI, 100%. Can you disrupt the business model? Yes, you can. I think that paying for usage and making revenue dependent on the volume of the work Agentic AI is going to complete is going to be another opportunity. And if you think about that, the threat here is obviously to lose the recurrent side of the revenue that we're all used to. But the opportunity here is that because the entry barrier is so low, it is so cheap for the businesses to try Agentic AI. Like imagine you had an Agentic AI that does something simple, straightforward, but very repetitive. And then you as a business would only be paying cents to that. Like it would make so much sense in the world to just plug it in and keep it do their thing. So that is, I think, is the opportunity. So those micro payments, depending on the volume, with lots of specialized autonomous AI agents that are going to be making the revenue in the future in the industry.
So then maybe we don't even need to turn on our Fitbit, you know?
There you go.
So, I mean, you're all been in this industry for a long time. You've seen it shape and change, right? There was a time when SaaS was not even a business model. Now, like SaaS was dominating the industry. Now AI is in everybody's mouth. Like now AI is the standard. Let's say before it was something coming. Now it's here. So, how do you see the next frontier? How is the world of technology is developing? What should we expect? And what based on also what you've seen so far, like.
Well, I can start. I mean, obviously AI is a great technology, but it's being used both ways. I came from a cybersecurity vertical, so we are probably facing. I've developed a lot of technologies to recognize scams using AI and machine learning specifically. We know firsthand that AI is being used to generate scams. Actually, AI is the thing that multiplied scams. Like this is what made these scams, and so efficient. And now they're utilizing those models for deepfakes, misinformation, enterprise-level scams, and so on and so forth. So the problem is absolutely massive. And the world is changing very rapidly, so you have to be prepared that AI, agentic AI, including everything, is just going to be more efficient. So the both sides of the world, anything, which including the bad thing and the good thing, will be more efficient. So that means that if someone is going to enterprise a better, more efficient attack, you'll need to bulk up your more efficient defense. So that is just a cybersecurity perspective of the world. But that is true for any other vertical as well. Like anything else we do, AI will touch, and then you can build the same argument.
I think along with efficiency, I do see another, AI and the agents will be used as like a creativity multiplier, right? The way efficiency will go up, I think the creativity also would be definitely going up. But along with that, you'll see new architecture paradigms coming in. It's becoming more modular. more plug and play, very composable also. Those are the things that you are going to see a lot. And probably another good shift is going to be becoming more proactive rather than reactive, because the agents can react more in a proactive way than the SaaS, which was a little bit more reactive. You call the API, then only you get some outcome out of it. So there will be interesting, I think, architectural paradigm shifts as well.
I think we are in for some exciting times. Using Agentic AI in SaaS is going to make our life easier. How easy it's going to be is a factor that we decide. But for sure, it is going to get us more time, more free time to do things that we really want to. Now, the scary part is that you need to know how far you're willing to let this go. And that's a boundary that all of us draw for ourselves. There will be the people who want everything done easily, cheaply, freely. And great, live with it. And when you're living with this kind of freedom, you also have to respect that there are going to be the cases where there is going to be some sort of fraud, some sort of scam, which you are going to be vulnerable to. But the bottom line is we have to adapt to this changing land. We have to adapt.
Right.
We cannot set regulations and stop this progress because it's going to happen anyway. Any agentic model in the SaaS model is going to actually benefit a lot of corporates, which is going to drill down to benefiting a lot of consumers. So if we are able to adapt, be aware of the good side and the bad side of progress, then I think we are in the right space.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I mean, from that perspective, essentially efficiency, but like also beware of potential threats. Creativity, which is a new one. And I love this idea that actually we're going to be more creative and free more space to shape it as we see fit. We're really focusing, I feel like, in the human element. So maybe like as a last remark, what do you see as exciting for the future? Like what new capabilities do you think AI would have? Like what's the next frontier? Would it be like, are we going to be like, would the AI be sentient? Are we going to be merging with AI? What would be your next assumption
I think
for?
similar to what Gautam said, that we need to learn to live with it and use the best out of it, right? There is absolutely no reason for any of us to be scared of it, right? If you can think of any job function, I can think of a nice AI agentic co-pilot that can help that job function achieve better things, free up time, be more efficient, be more creative, right? So embrace it with little bit of caution, make sure the guardrails are there. But I think this will be really exciting time for all of us.
Well, I think that going back to creativity, I think that is a big part because we as human beings are very proud of our creativity. I think that is what differentiates us from machines. We are being very creative. We have the God spark. I don't believe that everything will be automated. I think that over-reliance on AI is another bias that a lot of people have, which is not true. I actually think that AI-assisted human-generated creativity is the future.
Right.
So think about AI-assisted music composition or AI-assisted design. That is how I think the future goes. So again, making people a little bit more efficient, which comes down to a thought that I have been thinking myself for a long time. What is the value, and we've been chatting about this a little bit, what is the value of human intelligence we will have in the future? There is almost nothing as valuable as human intelligence in our society the way it is structured right now. What is the value of that intelligence? So I think I tend to look on the brighter side of the world. I'm absolutely massively sure that the value will maintain and it's going to sustain, but it will be shifted a little bit. And I think knowing how to use agentic AI, knowing how to augment our intelligence with AI intelligence is going to be really, really key for the future.
Awesome. So very thought-provoking panel, and we're finishing with this thought, what is the value of human intelligence? I would love to do a stage selfie with you guys since we're here. And thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.